champion. Here is your winner, and new undisputed WWE champion, CM Punk. The summer of Punk #2.
What's going on, everybody? It's your buddy, it's your pal, Spaz Phoenix, the YWC Reality Check. That is Jake fucking DeMarco. And is it good to be a podcaster on a Wednesday night in the IWC or what? What's going
buddy.
on, buddy?
He did it. Look in my eyes. What do I see? It's a Spaz Phoenix podcast, baby. Oh, I'm here. I'm ready to celebrate. Because they came out of the woodwork, did they not? The hate
is so much fun.
Oh, it's been extreme.
For all the reasons why this is awesome, there's somebody to come along and say it's, oh my god, you know, Sammy got robbed and this and that and blah 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 and da da da, and it doesn't make any sense and he's a part-timer, blah 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 blah.
Except Sammy Hart and Punk Hogan. WrestleMania 9 being compared to, I don't see it.
They love the Hogan comparison, man. Here's the thing. You can not like it. Any booking decision in wrestling has the opportunity for you to be like, I don't like that. That's my guy. I think my guy got screwed, you know, in story, out of story, however you want to put it. That's absolutely fine. But if you tell me it doesn't make any sense, they didn't make it make any sense, there was no reason for it to happen, then you just didn't watch the show.
Yeah, you're there in bad faith, and
I know I shout out our friends over at Wrestling for Life all the time, KJ and Nick, but it's because of stuff like this. They were talking the other night about how podcasters and content creators and guys, I hate using this phrase, but like guys in our space, that do stuff like this, they don't get the full story of the full show, the full build, the story arc, the whatever you want to call it, because they saw a clip or they saw a result and they made their own decisions based on that.
Absolutely. And they're doing everything they can to confirm their own bias. Like I mentioned earlier, they will search online to find whatever confirms what they say. If they, you know, oh, look, this Redditor put this out, so that means I'm right. It doesn't, no, it just means one idiot agrees with you. But that confirmation bias is very strong. And I just laugh thinking of Punk standing outside the entire like night, and oh, they don't need me, and they just never open the garage door. Like he's there in Chicago.
The fact that he got the call last minute, and somebody said, and I think this is funnier, that he got the call, threw on his gear, and just like ran from home.
Yes, he's 20 minutes away. He jogged, and he's like, somebody let me in. He's either always at the United Center or he's just prepped at 20 minutes away. Either which way though, it's. I
love the idea that rolling door entrance is the Punk entrance to that arena now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's its own little lore. But here's the thing, right? Like, okay, you know, he didn't win a #1 contendership. Oh my God, the last time we saw him was, you know, when he lost to Roman and this and that. And he had his one conversation with Cody and dropped the line, hey, you never know when a title is going to fall in my lap, right? So we haven't seen him since then, since the promo with Cody, which was a great promo. And those guys are going to kill it one day, probably at SummerSlam. But here's the thing. The ultimate beauty of WWE actually telling long-term and interlacing stories. The beautiful thing about that, CM Punk is the WWE champion because of Gunther.
Yeah.
Gunther got in the face of Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis fought back. Nick Aldis lost control of his show for a week, so Adam Pearce had to go take care of SmackDown for a week. So he took advantage of that because of the ongoing competition between Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, and said, you know what, just because I'm running the show tonight, I'm going to have a #1 contenders match, and I'll have the title match on my show, because Aldis isn't here, and he can't do nothing about it. Aldis gets pissy about it. Aldis comes to the show to confront Gunther. Adam Pearce tosses him out once again. The match that he stole from SmackDown, legitimately, he stole the main event from SmackDown, in a kayfabe sense, right? all of a sudden gets ruined by Gunther. So are they still foes, or are Aldis and Gunther secretly in cahoots? Gunther takes out Cody Rhodes. There's no number one contender. So what does Aldis say? And here's the thing, and I hope they pull this string. You stole my main event. I'm going to steal your most popular roster member. How do I steal CM Punk from Raw? I give him the SmackDown title.
Yes, and it is the ultimate revenge, and it's a great move and an amazing bit of storytelling and something that I really enjoyed. And I'm guilty of this as well.
That's where you walk the line, though. Because, yes, in reality, Punk hasn't done anything in 3 months, and now he had a title shot, right? But you can walk the line between he got a title shot because the guy that decides who gets title shots called him up and said, hey, would you like a title shot? So it wasn't out of the blue. It wasn't anything he asked for. But you flip the coin and you say, if you're CM Punk and a golden opportunity lands in your lap, you'd be an idiot not to take it.
He wasn't gonna in kayfabe come back, but he was offered a title shot, and it literally ended off saying, "You never know when." And like I was saying, it's just
from a fictional storytelling point of view, nobody falls down.
Exactly, and here's the thing: it's all interwoven, it's all connected, and I'm guilty of this too. Like you mentioned earlier, I will miss story elements, or you skip something accidentally, or even if you just
wasn't exactly hidden. Like that's my point.
But that's the
point.
point.
Like, oh my god, there's no story here. Like people that don't like eagle eye. Remember for a while there, where it was Triple H's favorite thing. There was a backstage segment, and other people were talking in the background, or there was like a prop,
hide it in the back, a QR code or whatever.
Not even the QR code, but like, oh, there was a Muppet sitting on a shelf that nobody noticed.
Yes,
and that was
the light was purple. That means they're going to the Judgment Day. That kind of stuff. Like you had to have subtle hints to connect story.
Young Bucks. Anyways, moving swiftly on. But this is nothing that was SmackDown. You know the tensions are building between Gunther and Aldis. You know the rumors are out there that Aldis is going to have a match. You know that even though they're cordial with each other, there's a friendly, like, team manager type rivalry between Aldis and Pierce. You know that a match like Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn, kayfabe I'm talking about, would be the crown jewel, no pun intended, of a really, 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 really hyped up SmackDown if Aldis hadn't missed a week. Pierce took an opportunity, took that spectacle from his show, if you want to see them as competitive, and put it on the Raw show because Aldis was away. You know, while the cat's away, the dogs get to play and all those type of things. So what's the thing? If I can't get the match back, the match is happening on Raw. I'm going to make the match that's working on Raw work for SmackDown, give the guy a title shot. If he gets the title, theoretically, or you tell the story anyway, that he has to come to SmackDown to defend the SmackDown title. Oops, now I've got CM Punk on my roster.
Yep.
It's fucking brilliant. And the people that don't want it to be brilliant are the people that either don't like WWE or still have a stick in their ass about CM Punk.
I came on to Cody a bit strong, but I was like, hey, motherfucker, because he was like, it doesn't make sense and all this stuff. And I was like, did you watch? And I'm like, yeah. I said, go back and rewatch. Because he's like, it doesn't make sense why all this is there on Raw. I'm like, it makes perfect sense. They just explained everything. Go back, actually watch it. And he's like, well, I was paying attention to Met stuff. And I'm like, exactly. You know, and I'm guilty of it too. Second screening or being on Twitter or whatever. But you can't say it's bad or it doesn't make sense. You could say you don't care for it, fine, but it makes sense.
Like, hey, I'm going to have a SmackDown main event on my Raw show. Maybe I'll invite a couple more SmackDown people, which gives you the perfect open door. Hey, he's abusing his power a little bit. He's using a bit sarcastically. Gives you the open door for, okay, obviously Cody's there for the match. Sammy's there for the match. Gunther's there because the door was open to SmackDown for a night. I think he even referred to it as a super show. And if you're Aldis and you've temporarily lost your job, they said like administrative leave pending investigation of his inappropriate actions at Clash of Champions, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have a job right now, if you're suspended from your job right now, you might as well follow the show and go try to fuck with the guy that fucked with your job. He's got a perfect reason to be there. They're in Chicago. Hey, I want to steal CM Punk. I can use the title match that Pierce just stole from my show to do that because the guy that I can steal from their roster lives in the fucking city.
Yes, exactly.
It's okay. Never mind all that. Never mind. Oh, the story doesn't make any sense. Fucking CM Punk is the WWE champion.
Absolutely. But it is important though, because the story is so I don't want. I hate saying simplistic, but like you said, laid out. There
Mhm.
was no guesswork to be had. It was all in front of your eyes, and they usually have a lot of things be inferred or guessed upon. So having things be so blatant, so obvious, I also appreciated. And the fact that it's been consistent. It's been show to show to show to show. It's not been like we did all this on one show, but then they ignore it on other episodes and it becomes kind of like non-canon in a way. These things have had continual narrative throughputs. These are
Because
things I really like about
Gunther's even
NXT.
a
So,
Gunther's even a standing point of, like, you can even tie it back to the Vision in a certain way, because it was Paul Heyman owing Gunther a favor on behalf of the Vision that got Gunther onto SmackDown, that got Gunther into the feud with Cody Rhodes, that then involved Sami Zayn, that then he thinks he got fucked over at the pay-per-view, that then he got into the pushing match with Aldis, that then lost Aldis his job, that then put Pierce on SmackDown, that then had Pierce steal a main event and bring it to Raw, that then pissed off Aldis, that then
yes.
caused Aldis to
So
call
you could even
CM
go
Punk.
further back than that, because if you didn't have Punk be owed a favor by Heyman, then they wouldn't have had the turn happen where the Vision was created in the first place. Like, see what I'm saying?
Fair.
Like, it just keeps, and this is what I like about this. Every
But it came out of
participant makes
nowhere.
sense.
But it came out
Gunther
of
and
nowhere,
Punk
dude.
have history, and then Seth cashed in on them. You know,
Mhm.
like we've been there. Punk didn't. He won the title, and Gunther didn't get a rematch. Now Punk, granted, it was the other belt, but he never got a rematch either. And Roman's got it right now, never lost it from after facing Punk. So it's like, all right, he's not going to face Roman again. So guess what? You're owed a rematch. It's not for. I could see that being a reason. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Mhm.
like there's not
And
some
what I love as well,
precedent set somewhere.
do you know what I love as well? And there's a million things wrong with a singular company having two world champions, because then you got two people saying they're the best, and if there's two bests, there's no real best, and that's an ongoing conversation. It's a valid one to have. I don't care, but it is a valid point. But what it does is that if one title is strong, then you can kind of like not do whatever you want with the other title, but like, I'm willing to forgive one title falling down if the other one is going strong, right? Like between the world title and the WWE title. Now, what's all the controversy been on Raw before CM Punk came back? It was, oh my God, Obafemi, he won the King of the Ring, and then he just gave it away. He gave his title shot away to get his Hell in the Cell match with Brock Lesnar, and Seth Rollins did kind of come out of nowhere, except, that's a story that's 12 years old. And we got Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns out of nowhere. Here's the thing. Yeah, is the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, is this round of it sort of out of nowhere? Yes, I'll admit that. That's a flaw. You know what? I'm getting Punk and Cody at SummerSlam. The other one can fall down for a month.
But it's not
That's
out of nowhere, because Seth has been
It's not.
saying that he's trying to, everything
Oh,
about
for
this
sure.
is what he's trying. Like, there's been hints thrown out there. So even that, but there's a lot of things like you can say, and there's some you can't. But what you could say, like I just still don't care for it. It can be logical and not enjoyable, but you can't say it does. Like, even the way you presented the Obafemi stuff. Yeah, it's not that it doesn't make sense. It's just I wish Brock was more, I just wish there was a better story. Is it the best? No. Does it line up?
But
Sure.
here's the thing.
And that's the thing.
Here's where I draw the line. On one side, you got the IWC, and on the other side, you got the WFU, our friends over at the Wrestling for Life Network, plus us, plus a couple of other people that think like us. You will come to me and tell me why you don't like the Brock Lesnar Obafemi story. You won't come to me and bullshit that there isn't a story.
Yeah, exactly.
I love this. First of all, now here's the thing. Throw all the analysis aside. I'm sitting here, I'm watching TV, I'm doing like silent punch the air things. You know why? Because I like CM Punk, and my
Yeah.
guy's the champion. And sometimes that's all it takes. And the fact that it's going to piss a lot of people off is just the icing on the cake. And if you follow social media, boy, still he gets his paycheck from WWE, but he still lives rent free in the minds and in the stars and in the fans of AEW, because holy fuck.
Look at this neck beard. So Punk's interaction, he just wins the title. He's in Chicago, and he's shaking this guy's hand, and the guy and him have this brilliant interaction. I don't know if you can hear it clearly enough here, but it's pretty fantastic.
Hey, I thought you were an asshole. You're an asshole. Awesome. And now I have to be an asshole.
So he says, "You were an asshole to me 10 years ago." And Punk says, "Awesome. It's probably because you're an asshole." And walks away. Like,
That's his version of the Chris Jericho, "I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot."
yes. And people going nuts on that. Oh, how rude. Well, he's there. He's shaking your hand. And the guy's going to say, "You were an asshole to me." Who said?
And you know what the funny thing is? The attempt at the own, you must have seen the collage of tweets of like, oh my God, he's really pissed off everybody in WWE. Look at all these people pissed off at him jumping the line. And it's like Seth Owens, Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch. Like all of his like pre-existing feuds and one of their wives and a Jack Perry fan account.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing? Friggin', what's his name? I like MJF. He knows how to play the game between the two companies. I'm not going to shit on it too much, but he puts up the Hogan picture, and it's like, okay, the best thing you've done in AEW was the dog collar match with Punk. That doesn't land on MJF. That's because who else does he have to work with in AEW that's as good as CM Punk?
Yeah.
Maybe Kenny Omega. We're going to get that tonight because they're smart. That's what I love too. It's stolen all the steam of like, oh my God, a title match on TV. Except, you know, they do it every other Wednesday. It's fine. Don't worry about it. They're sort of desperate for views. You see Tony Khan's new thing now, right? Of, oh, why do we give away so many title matches on Dynamite? Because, oh, we're very aware that, you know, times are tough for everybody and not everybody can afford every pay-per-view. So we want to make sure that these people still feel like they're getting their money's worth. That's a double negative. You want to give them something on the free show that makes them think they got their money's worth. I paid $0 for your show and I still want my money back. But like, you could just lower the price of your pay-per-views. Like, what a fucking cockhead. He's the Zoran Mamdani of pro wrestling.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing?
Oh, no.
Anyways, I wasn't going to go down an AEW tangent. Like, MJF put up the Hogan thing. He's doing his very performative, I'm the company guy, so let me do something for the company that'll rile up the company fans and all that. And that's cool. Let him play that game.
Yeah.
I'd rather that than, you know, probably Jack Perry himself starting a Jack Perry fan account and putting, oh my God, I thought he was here for the young people and I'm sorry, I like Edge and Christian, but Edge and Christian are your tag team champions right now. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Like,
I really like it a lot. I'm sorry, and it is one of those times, you know, like hashtag tribal is okay. I'm really trying to get that up off the ground. Hashtag tribal is okay. Sometimes you put on your team jersey and you fucking walk around in it.
yeah.
It's CM Punk. You want CM Punk. You guys wanted CM Punk until you couldn't handle CM Punk. And now you're mad that what he brought to you guys is now being recognized in WWE on a proper platform. And he's achieving more on the bigger platform with more people, more money, bigger venues, bigger events, WrestleMania, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's CM Punk. CM Punk's my guy. Like,
exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm a
I've
Jeff
always
Hardy
enjoyed
guy.
Punk.
Like,
I've always
Jeff
had an
Hardy's in
affinity towards
TNA
him.
doing tag stuff.
But I like Punk back when he was originally in Ring of Honor and Independence. Like, I've been that much of an OG guy. And
I was bummed to find out that him and Raven worked together so much in TNA at a time where I wasn't quite watching TNA yet. Because I'm like,
that was...
There was a team, and I believe somebody can correct me down in the box below if I'm wrong, but it was like Raven, CM Punk, and a very early in her career, Mickie James.
Yes.
And I'm like, that probably kicked ass. But I've got that thing where like I can't engage. I mean I watch old wrestling, but I can't engage with like an old pay-per-view because like my brain does that. This isn't happening right now thing.
Because they were they had a dog collar match against each other. And it was so brutal and so psychology filled and so fucking good. And then I want to say it was like they did a Clockwork Orange match.
Clockwork Orange House of Fun match?
Yeah.
That's the best name for American wrestling.
I know in TNA they did the Asylum thing.
Yeah.
They betrayed Raven, like you said. Yeah, you know, we saw all of that. But for Punk, this not only like established him in my eyes, because I didn't know him at that point, really. And then you're like, oh, check out this video being sent out on whatever program it was at that time still, like Morpheus, Kazaa, where you'd get 1,000 viruses and tons of
God,
porn.
LimeWire.
Yep, you know those, and so you would look and people would put
Napster?
up Ring of Honor shows, Napster, all of it, you know, Morpheus. There was so many of them, and
It was whatever the system was before we just started straight torrenting stuff.
yes,
My God, it
and
sounds old.
I know, right? When I ever learned about torrenting and all that and got into that, it was like, what a difference in finding albums early and being, you know, it was like becoming Nostradamus. But that got like a 9.6 in wrestling database. And I'm like, how? And it just got better and better. Like, you know what I mean? So these two, I think it's got a 9.4 on it now. But yeah, so they were all over the place. TNA, Ring of Honor, TNA, Ring of Honor, you know, so they went back and forth and had all these matches. And that was when I was like, all right, who's this Punk guy? And then I started following him. And then it wasn't long after that he was Ring of Honor champ.
I didn't
And then
see
he went and
CM
signed
Punk.
to WWE as being
I
Ring
didn't
of Honor
see CM
champ.
Punk. I didn't see CM Punk until he debuted on WWE CW. And I didn't know who he was, and I don't think it was like announced that there was a debut that night. And it was Shannon Moore when Shannon Moore was doing his Prince of Punk gimmick with the mohawk and everything. And he was in the middle of a promo. CM Punk walked in out of nowhere and just said, "You're a poser," like with the hardest P ever. And he just like walked out to the ring and debuted against like somebody random. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And then like give it a year or so, and he's on a Survivor Series team with DX and the Hardys. I think they saw something in him.
For some reason,
Anyway,
you're
it's
saying
fucking
you didn't
fantastic.
see him. All I could think of is like, you think Punk is your ally. I didn't see him till I was nearly a man. By then, it meant nothing to me but blinding. You know, like that's
God damn.
that's
I
what I
wasn't
picture.
expecting a Bane reference. I'm not gonna
No,
lie. I'm
the
not gonna
Punk
lie.
betrays you because he belongs to me. You know, like,
You know what the funny thing is? Like, it's one of those things, and like we analyze the shit out of a lot of stuff, probably unnecessarily at points because it's fun, right? And so I can tell you the stories. I can tell you the stories that are happening around him. I can tell him all the reasons why it's awesome. I can tell you the driving force behind a guy like Punk, what he does for the title, what he does for the brand, what he does for the company, and like all that. How he's going to make SummerSlam feel 10 times as big, right? I can tell you all the logical reasons why it's a good idea. But you know what I'm going to do instead? It's CM Punk. He's fucking awesome, and he's the champion, and I love it. Like
yes.
it's the simple side of things, which will drive me very quickly into the next thing that I loved from Monday Night Raw that everybody hated. Another title change, another story that everybody hates. And another story that they have been telling week to week behind the scenes. If you're paying attention when other people are talking and you see who gets in whose car, Maxine Dupree joins the Vision. Why I love this so much. This one is one of those ones as well. Oh, WWE's finally lost faith in Maxine Dupree. That's why we haven't seen her on TV as much. They're going to de-push her because her matches weren't getting answers. WWE really regrets giving her the IC title. And I mean, the Vision, it just fell apart. Like without Seth there and with all the injuries and blah, blah, blah. Even Paul Heyman backstage has been seen distancing himself from the Vision. Nothing's happening. They're about to slowly disband the Vision. They're just kind of going to do it quietly and everybody's going to go off in their own direction. And Maxine, you know, we hate to say it, she seems really nice, but you know, if she's the next one released, you know, nobody's really going to be surprised, except she helped them get the tag team championships back when she hoofed the fucking Street Profits in the nuts.
She ended his family bloodline with one swift hook. And let me tell you what,
they
my
are
goodness.
the next Dom and Liv. They are the next Dom and Liv.
People are pissed about that. How dare you compare them? And I'm like, but they act like Dom and Liv are the Liv fans.
Okay, but here's the thing.
She's the only couple
I have
ever.
To clarify. I have to clarify it though, because I am saying Dom and Liv in a very specific way. I'm not saying Dom and Liv now, where Dom and Liv are basically running the Judgment Day. Like he tells JD what to do, and Liv thinks she's telling the other ladies what to do. They are
the
very
flirty.
specific, because Braun Strowman is, or yeah, not Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker. Holy fuck, Braun Strowman's doing cooking shows.
He's hungry.
I'm not watching them. I'm a picky eater, moving swiftly on. Maybe that's why I'm single. But no, but like clearly,
Did I break out Mr. Meowington? Oh no.
yeah.
Oh no.
Because clearly, depending on how you want to do it, he's definitely behind Braun Breaker and he's definitely behind Logan Paul in the group. He's still super unrated in the ring. I'm still gonna die on that hill, right? But he's very specifically, he's Dom and Liv when the Judgment Day still had a Priest or a Balor or somebody else and the headline.
Yeah.
They're in that role right now where Braun Breaker is going to be at the head of the pack. He's going to be going for the world title again at some point. And in the background, while Paul Heyman cuts a promo and puts them all over and a Braun Breaker after when Brock goes back to Saskatchewan and all that sort of thing.
Yes.
It's going to be Paul Heyman hyping up Braun Breaker, and in the background is going to be these two making out like they're fucking 15 at the lockers.
Yes.
And it's going to be great. And Logan Paul's going to be cheering it on like a weird cuck situation that we don't want to talk about. Oh, man.
I'm just here to watch from the chair.
And it's so good, though, because you know what? Is Maxine Dupree a 5-star wrestler? No. Does she have a lot of character? Yes. Here's the thing. Here's my side hustle. Here's my ulterior motive for wanting all of this to work. I like Austin Theory, but this isn't really for Austin Theory. Maxine Dupree has previous friends. Logan Paul and Maxine are now friends with Braun Breaker, who just came back after a ridiculously successful tour of AAA and losing his mask and all that. Chad Gable. You know what we're going to get eventually when he comes and tries to be the good guy and save Maxine. Maxine, what are you doing? This isn't you, etc., etc., etc. Super Snow White babyface all-American good guy trying to save the girl at the end of the movie, and we're gonna get Braun Breaker versus Chad Gable, and that's gonna kick ass.
Yeah, it's gonna lead to good things, but there's
I have not been more excited than I am today to do a podcast in a long time. Can you tell?
I can tell it's duofold because I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I'm not as excited as you are, but I'm excited in a different idea. I'm not as excited, but I'm not negative on it because it's a great opportunity for Theory because these two could always break off as baby faces. People do eventually want to cheer him, I'm sure, and even if not, it's still a bit of a different refresh and direction for Theory and Maxine. And for anybody, myself included, saying like, oh, it's just it wasn't a negative for them to be like, oh, it's Liv and Dom again, but wrestling couples and relationships kind of follow a certain mold anyways. It's hard to really break. Yeah, so it's hard to break out of that anyways.
Here's why I say they fit, right? Maxine Dupree is nowhere near the top of the women's division. Austin Theory is, I wouldn't even say he's at the top of the mid card. They are not meeting each other at the top. They're meeting each other character-wise where they are. They're not like, oh, Maxine's a huge star. Maybe she can help Theory. They're not doing, hey, Theory's a huge star. Maybe he can help Maxine. They're meeting each other where they are, and they're going to have a unit together, and maybe the unit together raises up. Sort of a different situation because they're a couple in real life, but when they finally put Aleister Black and Zelina together on screen, I'm like, that's a unit. That's an act that's going to work. And it did. And then it didn't. And then we all got very, very sad.
Yes.
But it's not like they're not, and the Vision isn't trying to be the bloodline. Braun Breaker is still going to get himself into the title picture eventually, but as a whole, they're even playing it up on screen that Paul Heyman is more concerned with Brock Lesnar than he is with the Vision. The Vision is not the bloodline. The Vision is not the Judgment Day. The Vision is the mid-card faction. The Vision is the conglomeration, if the conglomeration had muscles.
Yeah. And a future.
I'm just putting it out there. Facts. Facts on facts. The New Day have just joined the Don Callis family. What?
Did you know that Great Khali officially retired? What?
Do you know that Tamina's finally parted ways with WWE?
Oh my God.
I hate that that's funny because I don't dislike either one of them, but what do you mean they just retired? What do you mean they just left?
Yeah.
They've been gone.
They've been gone for 8+ years for him. You know what I mean? It's like, oh boy. And it's funny how all the news.
And if it was one of those, somebody said, oh, WWE is so stupid, they probably just forgot that they were paying Tamina. I doubt that that's true, but if that's the case, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, Like, I'm not going to bring up the Sheamus thing because everybody's already talked it to death, but like, he was given a new offer. He decided against it. He might show up in TNA. He might show it up at MLW. He might go to friggin' what's it called? The one we're all following, except not really following in Australia, the World Series Wrestling. He might show up on AEW and be the 249th member of the Death Riders. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can't pull the old, oh my God, how can WWE leave these people out in a lurch? I'm like, well, you guys say WWE is not that bad and everybody else is doing so wonderfully. So why don't they go over there and be wonderful then?
Yes, and would be something, and a little bit of news for you. They did announce that they have the tour in London August 20th, Friday night SmackDown in Toronto the 21st,
Yep.
and
I'm
then the
there.
24th is Ottawa for Raw. Now they
Yeah, they're
added
doing a whole run through.
Saturday and Sunday as well in Edmonton and Calgary. So Rogers
Oh,
Place and the Scotiabank Arena are getting a WWE summer tour with apparently a full roster at both shows. So
nice.
yeah,
They
for
kind
the
of come up
summer
here
of
and
punk too.
they kind of come up here and give us a big old sweep over, and
Yeah, which
then
is pretty cool.
they deke out back down. Like they're not going to come up here. They're not going to come up here and do like Montreal and then go back to the States and then 3 weeks later come back up to Toronto and then go back down and then go back to like Edmonton and then go back down. Like they're going to do a sweep over. It makes sense.
Yeah,
But yeah, the Maxine and Austin Theory thing, it's very much it's not a main event act. It's not. They're not going to be the next ones to take on Punk and AJ Lee as a random example. They're
no,
not. I mean, maybe with the Vision tie-in, you might get them versus Seth and Becky, but I don't even know that I'm interested in it. Like, do some mid-card stuff. Piss off a mid-carder, team that mid-carder up with Bailey because she's just being sad about Bird Lady right now. It's fine, don't worry about it. But do some stuff. Don't do mid-card stuff that's trying to be main event. And that's not me putting people down. The mid-card is important. But when you do mid-card stuff that's trying to be main event, do
yeah,
mid-card that is definitionally mid-card.
yeah, exactly.
Build up Austin Theory as somebody that I can believe to legitimately get up there and challenge Penta.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
we did the multi-person match on Raw to see who's going to be the next person to take on Penta. Why wasn't Theory in that? Other than the fact that he had a tag team title match the same night and somebody had to beat the bricks off of the Street Profits.
Yeah,
But, that's just because, WWE and all their fans are racist, clearly.
yeah, exactly.
Or it could be that, the Street Profits are going on vacation for another 6 months. But it's okay when they do it. Fuck
Yeah.
me sideways. I've got a lot to say. We got another hour to kill. We're good. You know what else is good? More
What's that?
WWE. You know what's good? Raw,
Exactly.
SmackDown, NXT, their friends over in TNA. You know who's even better? AAA.
Now we're talking.
And the big old trade. I don't know whether it was a trade ski or whether he's going to do double duty on SmackDown as well. Damian Priest arrived in AAA this past Saturday. Fantastic. Don't know exactly what he's going to do. I will say, as much as I like both of them, I hope he doesn't go after Dom.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
then all you've done is transplant the Judgment Day story down to AAA. I want to see Damian Priest mix it up with the Psycho Circus. I want to see Damian Priest mix it up with Vikingo, except Vikingo is apparently being eyeballed as the guy that comes up from the first 8 AAA call up, so to speak,
Yeah.
which is really interesting because he had the match with who did he have the match with? Ray Phoenix on SmackDown on last Friday. Fantastic. Obviously, the friggin' top rope pop-up Poison Rana was fucking insane. And then there was the rest of the match around it. Now, as much as I do want to say Damian Priest in AAA is fucking genius because they will love him and the ovation that he got was insane. And everybody that's just a main roster fan is like, oh, it's just Damian Priest. Okay, like that's not a thing, but okay. He's going
Yeah.
to do big, gigantic things. He's going to. Okay, if we assume, and this is like extrapolating a little bit, if we assume that Grande Americano is going to dethrone Dom, then a heel is eventually going to dethrone Grande. I think whoever that heel is gets then taken out by Priest. I would rather that. I would rather him be. I want him to be the plan 6 months from now, not him to be the plan now.
Yeah.
Because then you do get a, hey, you just showed up night one and got a world title shot the way they accused Punk, but Punk didn't do that. It's fine.
Well,
Don't worry about it.
that's really why I never wanted to have Obafemi do the double night thing. Like, it just felt
Yeah,
too
it's too
much
much.
all at once, and then where do you go? And I don't know. It's just unfortunate. So
Yeah. I do
I get
like,
it, but
and this is, I do like JBL's commentary on this as well, because the immediate speculation, both on and off screen, is like sort of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, Damien, do you think you can call your friend Bad Bunny? And my opinion aside, that would be gigantic for AAA. That would be gigantic for that fan base. Um, he's great in the ring. We know this about Bad Bunny. Damian Priest and him had a street fight in Puerto Rico that people are still talking about and whatever. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's the fact that like JBL was like, "Oh, we'd love to have Bad Bunny in AAA." I hear like a while ago he had a concert and it was so good a football game broke out. I'm like, that's fucking great. I love JBL. JBL sounds like he's having the time of his life right now, along with Corey Graves doing the commentary for AAA. Because I think there's so little pressure on them, because it's just like, it's just this new thing that WWE is doing. But we know Triple Mania is coming up. Priest is going to have a big match at Triple Mania, obviously.
yes, which is cool.
Night
I'm
one,
glad, because especially with him, not being featured, that's the point of AAA to me right now, essentially.
yeah. I don't
That
even
should
think
be
it's
their
that.
main, not point,
I
but
don't think
like
I don't even think
should
it's
be
that
a big
necessarily.
goal.
I don't think it should always be the case of like, oh, we don't have anything for you right now. We'll just shove you down there. But
Not
the
shove
main
you down
roster,
there, but like utilize
no.
talent not being used.
Yeah, oh
Like,
no, for
think
sure.
of a good story for
Because
them.
he
That's
goes
what
down
I'm
to
saying.
he goes
Yeah.
down to AAA and he feel like, and I'm not saying this to glaze WWE, but it's like, oh, like here we are at AAA and this big WWE star came down. Like, I hate to say it like that, but there is a little bit of that. But also, like, if you're like, when I say like the main WWE fans, I mean the people like don't watch NXT, don't watch TNA, don't watch AAA, like just Raw and SmackDown guys. I'll tune in for WrestleMania and then I'll check back in 4 months, guys, right?
Yeah.
They've turned on Priest like a lot quieter. They've done a quiet version of the way people have turned on Jey Uso, and I don't get it. Because it, like, yeah, he's a tag champ with R-Truth, but like, it's not like they're jamming him down your throat. Like the tag titles on SmackDown are not super prominent, so you can't even say, if people are sick of Jey Uso, I don't agree. But if he's not your cup of tea, you see Jey Uso pretty much every week. I could see you got sick of him and all that. I don't think that we get enough Damian Priest for people to be sick of him the way that some people talk about him. And I mean, some
Yeah.
people are just full of shit. But I don't get it. So let that fizzle out a little bit. I think hooking him and R-Truth up with the War Raiders and having a war over both tag titles at once on SmackDown and then moving him to AAA, it's a little muddy. I think they could have made that a bit cleaner, like have them drop the titles to somebody, let R-Truth go on his way and do some comedy stuff. Get R-Truth and Danhausen doing some stuff. Get R-Truth in the laboratory with Miz and Kit Wilson and Danhausen. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, so like that part of the story isn't sort of holding him in place. Let him just go and be a guy in AAA. Lots of fun. Bad Bunny, where I was going with that, I lost my train of thought entirely. The fact that they're doing AAA on the Friday and the Monday of that weekend, Fridays in Las Vegas, and Sunday is in Mexico. You bring AAA, you bring one half of the AAA WrestleMania to Las Vegas, big time, big lights, bright lights, big city, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Throw in a random unannounced Bad Bunny concert, or he just does a run-in on whatever Damian Priest is doing, and there's impromptu tag title stuff. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny taking on Psycho Circus.
Yeah.
That's what I need. It's gonna be huge. Because whatever they're doing with Triple Mania this year, like people's like, oh, they're just gonna like pick up AAA and they're gonna ruin it. They're gonna run it into the ground. They're gonna steal 2 or 3 stars, and that'll be it. It's like, okay, look at how much they're putting into AAA. Look how much the AAA guys are featured everywhere else. Look how many other people have gone down to AAA, and look at how much focus they're giving Triple Mania.
Yeah.
It's
And
all happening.
the fact
It's all
that
happening.
I can't help but laugh, but Scarlett, Cross's wife, is actually still the number one viewed match on all of AAA's YouTube when she
Nice.
made her debut in the multi-woman match. So
Nice. The new girl whose name I'm not going to pronounce properly, La Catalina, the one that's been teaming up with Lola Vice and Bailey and all that. She's a lot of fun, and I don't just mean that the way it sounds.
yeah.
So yeah, the ladies are killing it. A little bit of NXT influence from the former NXT Women's Champion Lola Vice, who I'm pretty sure is basically permanently AAA now after
Mm-hmm.
dropping the title to Kendall Gray, who's also fucking awesome and had a great match with Natty last night. Natty also, hey, just go somewhere else. Go to AAA. Go to Bloodsport. Maybe send Natty over to TNA for a while.
Maybe
Train
they'll
some of the
send
girls.
over the new Reina Volcan, the queen of volcanoes.
Oh,
So
do we want to do that right now? Let's do that right now. Reina Vulcan is the name for Nikki Blackheart. And
Volcan.
initially I was like, oh, okay. Because remember when Raquel Rodriguez was Reina Gonzalez? It made
Yes.
me think of that. Then it made me think of like Reina de Reinas, which is the women's title, Rey de Reyes and all that kind of thing. And then when somebody just popped into the chat, once again, go over to the Wrestling for Life guys. Everybody over there in the chat will give you all the necessary and unnecessary news. But it's basically literally Queen Volcano. And I'm like, that's badass, and I will get used to it, and it's fine and delicious. Moving swiftly on. If we're gonna go on the NXT kick for a second, I
Yes.
will take a quick moment to shout out Tony D and his partner who announced their bouncing baby boy, Vincenzo James Areola, who was born sometime in the past week or so. So Tony D put it out on the socials, so I'm assuming it's public knowledge because the public knows about it. So
Yes.
congratulations to Tony D and Mrs. Tony D. That's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. He's got a baby boy. He's got a championship. He's got one eye. He's doing all right.
He's hanging in there.
If we're going to, because I was saving NXT stuff until the end, but Jake has steered the ship, and we are in good. We're in good waters. That's a thing. I've been watching a lot of House of the Dragon. Moving swiftly on. Okay. We are very fortunate to have. We are very fortunate to have all of the wrestling that we can handle, right?
Yes.
All the wrestling we could ever ask for at our fingertips. Especially if you're outside the US, basically everything is on Netflix, and if it's not on Netflix, it's on YouTube. Like, you couldn't ask for wrestling to be any easier. So of course, Spaz would bring up the most first world problems ever. I hate WWE pre-taped episodes on Netflix because it throws the time off of everything if you're in the content game like we are.
Absolutely.
If you're trying to have a hangout like I do on Tuesdays for NXT, cheap plug, and like I do for most pay-per-views, cheap plug. If I've got all the commercials taken out, I'm like 20-30 minutes ahead of the other people that may be watching along in the
real
States.
time.
And also, if you're watching, again, I say once again, go check out our buddies Wrestling for Life Network, KJ, Nick, sometimes Anthony, if it's TNA, doing the best watch along streams in the game.
Hell yeah.
They're a mix of Canada and America, just like we are. So when they have to pause for the commercials, I have to listen, pause for the commercials and all that sort of thing. But also, NXT was like an hour 20 last night. Feels like it flew by, even though
it was an hour and 13 minutes. So
yeah. So it's like, it's one of those, it's only a problem for me because it's a problem for me. And
yes,
nobody cares, and nobody should care, and I shouldn't care. But the pre-tapes for NXT and SmackDown, because Raw doesn't get affected because Raw is like on Netflix anyway, so there's not much to take out. It's just really weird when you're trying to sync it up with so much other content, either content that we are watching, like our friends, or if you're trying to do like sort of go along with like the hangouts are and whatever.
Yeah.
It's again, I'm running out of things to complain about if I'm complaining about the fact that there's no commercials.
Yeah,
But it
exactly.
mean
So,
what it does mean is you lose chunks of the matches, which is it's a little bit of a continuity bug. I don't know why they don't just leave that part in. Take the commercials out, obviously. But yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
And
And
one more thing
a
that
lot's
I
going
have
down. So,
one more thing. A thing that I've tried to get going in the chat on our friends chat there. A thing I throw in the super chats every now and then, and things that I might just start infusing into this podcast as well is I usually say like, oh, here's today's brilliance from Twitter. Except it's not from Twitter. This is from some other content creators that I listen to quite a bit, that I give a lot of praise to and a lot of criticism to in fair regard. And we're talking about the guys over at What Culture, right?
yes.
And I've come up with the perfect metaphor for What Culture, right? Because there's a lot of guys over there that are like Adam Wilborn, Michael Hamflett, Andrew Pollard, Gareth Morgan, Phil Chambers, a lot of other people, even Scott when he guests in. Simon Miller is obviously the dude. I've met Simon Miller. He is as nice as he looks on I was about to say on TV, but on screen and all that sort of thing. And then you get you get some other stuff. You get some other
Yeah.
Sidging. You're gonna Sidge and Murray all over everything, right? But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So this week's brilliance from Twitter, as I've called it, is not actually from Twitter. It's from the What Culture Wrestling podcast, which is a good podcast, even though Sidgwick is on it. There's Saquon Sugars watching the tag match. Those are
Yeah.
his old stablemates with Dark State and all that sort of thing. He's watching them and he wants to give them what for. He wants to fuck with them mentally because there's a long-standing story of a group that he used to be in, and the guys that kicked him out are right now trying to get themselves a title match. So story would dictate that he would want to come down and mindfuck them and make sure that they don't succeed in whatever they're trying to do next, because in his mind they don't deserve to, right?
Yes.
No, he's carrying a bat. He must think he's Sting.
Oh, that's what. God, I know things are contrived, and there is nothing original. Essentially, that everything's been done in a way, essentially. But then again, it hasn't. People are so creative. But just because you
He must
are
think he's
reminded of,
Jake. He must think he's Sting because he stood at ringside with an implement to hit somebody with that happened to be a bat this time.
yes,
The guy in the baggy jeans and the do-rag and the wife beater who cuts pretty wicked promos and isn't 150 years old and sucking off Tony Khan must be trying to be Sting
yes,
because he's got a bat in his hand.
this time,
What? Okay, I actually got my t-shirt from the guys from the WrestleMania contest. And what does it say in big bright green letters across the front of it? KJ's words across my chest, and they are appropriate here. What are we doing?
yeah. Glad that came in, and yeah, what are we doing? I
He
mean,
must be Sting. Everybody wants to be AEW. He thinks he's Sting. Okay.
it's like, really, that's your,
That's the
that's your,
whole
yeah.
the whole story. Tell me you don't like Dark State. I know everybody. Shout out Nick. I know everybody doesn't like Dark State, but Jesus Christ, he thinks he's Sting. He's carrying a bat.
Oh,
So when Grift Foley went around with the barbed wire bat, was he spiky Sting? Like, what are we doing? Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because it's fucking ridiculous.
well,
But
because
yeah,
it was the same thing, like I said before, mentioning Maxine, as a couple now with Theory. Oh, they're just lived on, but it's like, what? But not everybody
oh,
is just them too. Like, there's so many
and the fake
couples,
sympathy
and
grifters that are like, oh my God, WWE's done this to another wrestler's wife. I can't believe they make the wives
that's
watch
what I
them.
was getting into next. Thank you. You steered my ship now
Oh,
to that we had a little interaction on Twitter earlier today, and that's what I was telling Cody. I'm like, you're never going to change people's minds, and it's only going to get worse from here because
But they
I
don't
said
mean it. They
that's
just
what I was. It said, yeah, again with the confirmation bias, and also it's very disingenuous. You nailed it. You're not going to change their mind because it's not like they feel one way, but they're open to criticism or learning or whatever it might be. They're steadfast in their opinion. Like I said, so a married actress is no good for Hollywood. Like you're making no sense. What are we doing? And it's like,
I mean, I'm not probably coming to see your girl power movie if your name's all cock. Just saying.
no,
Just
you're
putting it
on to
out.
it there, but.
Sticking with cancel culture and the feeble barrel of the cancel culture gun, that's my metaphor for the day, being pointed at WWE once again, because what did they do? Did they fire somebody? Did they make a racist or a sexist comment? No, they didn't do any of that. Did they disrespect a former employee? Was somebody else charged with something? No. We have
Nope.
to go for WWE because people are pointing, Jake. They're pointing.
Yes.
People are pointing their fingers
Oh my God.
at other people, and it's racism, Jake.
I don't understand how this is even a story or any of it makes sense. I
Because the
mean,
overflow from the WNBA conversation with the Cunningham point, and why do people not like Cunningham? Because she was pointing out people that are significantly targeting because of race, Caitlin Clark, and she said, no, them, and she pointed, and they got the meme of her pointing. And so Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green did the point to Jade and the baddies and all that. And we've had this discussion before.
yeah.
Jade's awesome. Meechin and BFAB are more than fine as like the baddies, as the backup, as the thugs, as the whatever. Kind of funny that somebody like a Jade Cargill would need thugs, but be that as it may, like it's fine. And it's the whole point of it was Tiffany Stratton's doing the point so that Chelsea Green can come up and do the whole like pretend point. Hey, look, we're doing a thing together because we're a team, right? We're doing it because Chelsea wants to be Tiffany Stratton's partner, and that's the story.
Yeah.
But no, they're doing the thing that they're doing the thing that a basketball player did to point out what some other people were doing that was violent and completely outside the context of sporting endeavor.
Don't break my brain.
We don't like when our out of control violence gets pointed out by other people. That's oppression, apparently. But they did it but do you know what kills me, right? Like, I know the people out there on social media that are they're gonna basically Sydney Sweeney Tiffany Stratton for
Yes.
obvious, right? How dare you be in a jeans ad, whatever. The fact that they're trying to, okay, and this is the thing. I think Chelsea Green's an amazing person. I don't agree with her on everything, but I think she's got a good heart, and I think she tries to do a lot of fucking good in the world. The
Absolutely. You
fact
can
that
tell
they
she
are now,
cares.
and not that I even think this is a bad thing. Vote for whoever you want to, but the fact that you are now trying to paint Chelsea Green of all people as MAGA, what are we doing?
It is very ass backwards and uncalled for.
And oh, well, Charlotte knew it was bad, that's why she didn't do it. No, Charlotte didn't do it because she's not actually friends with them, and that played out in a visual spectrum on your television, because again, WWE does storytelling, and eventually we're going to get Chelsea and Tiffany versus Alexa and Charlotte.
Yeah, like, come on. Help me out here. Like, what are we missing? Why is this?
Pointing, Jake. Pointing.
But there's been other iterations and times where people are like, look at how dare they be so.
How dare they do the thing that here's a person that I don't like. How dare they do the thing that the other person I don't like did? Well, why don't you like them? Because they did the same as them. Why don't you like them? Well, because they pointed out bad things that people that I do like were doing. Oh, so it's a you problem.
It's a you thing. Gotcha. And
I'm
it's
going to say it once again. And once again, every time I say this, I have to remove myself from Jake to not put words in his mouth. We're in a world right now where you can go and stab somebody in the heart until they are fucking dead. But if you're on TV and you point at somebody, you should lose your job, and you should have all of your entire belief system and political opinion completely misconstrued in the media to the point of being chased off social media.
have it ripped right out of you.
Yep.
Damn straight.
Fucking hell. Anyway, it's all very dumb. Although to make it a little bit later, I have dubbed it Point Gate
Point
because
Gate.
of course
Oh
because of
boy.
course I have
Because of course, but it makes sense, and it shouldn't.
because of
It
course I
shouldn't
have.
make sense, but it does. It fits.
Oh, but like it's one of those like
Point.
and I hear this like you
Come
listen
on,
to
Point Gate. Like,
Point, but you listen to some other like not wrestling podcasts like in the political sphere and all that sort of thing, and you hear like it's so funny, like they're so fucking stupid. Eventually, they're gonna eat their own. Well, you're seeing it happen live right in front of you, like as the world turns.
yes. So now what?
Like, could you be any like? And I don't care which way you lean. People don't have to lean the same way. Opinions that would piss off both sides. Like we've had
Yeah.
this discussion numerous times. But as far as like what the left sees as a good person in tight air quotes, could you be any more of a good person and doing all the things than Chelsea Green? And I
Yeah.
think I think even like whether I like am on side with her on every single one of her issues, I think most of the shit that she does out there, stuff that she does for women, the stuff that she does for like LGBT awareness and all this type of thing, the stuff that she does for the upcoming stars. I know she's gone to Bailey's like work camp thing that she does for the young wrestlers and like contributed stuff, and she's reached out to people that have been let go from WWE, helping them network with other people. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't find anybody like not what they try to paint her as
Exactly. You're
Chelsea
not
Green
gonna
is. You know what
find
I mean? Like
somebody bigger,
whatever
better.
whatever you're trying to call her, like you couldn't find anybody more not that.
You nailed it. And that's the truth.
It's
And that's really what it comes down to.
it's the people that are like, oh, if you don't want to see the Odyssey, that means you're disrespecting Lupita Nyong'o. And I'm like, I think Lupita Nyong'o is awesome. I think she may be the
Yeah,
best part of
like
the movie. I just think there's certain elements of the movie that might be shit.
exactly.
There's
Like,
a lot
why
of people that
can't
I
you
like in that
accept
movie. Doesn't
that?
mean it's necessarily going to be good. Oh,
You
and
nailed it.
again, I'm not going to go see your girl power movie if your name's Alcock. It's not that kind of party.
I think she'd be bi. So the alien Supergirl cares more about sniz than whatever. All right, fine, sure. We'll go with it.
Yeah, but if you you know the old line though, Jake. If you like boys, if you like boys and you like girls and you're still single, you know what you are? You're by
What?
yourself.
Oh, yeah, and that works yet again. Why?
Fucking.
Because it's classic.
All right. Speaking of girl power and speaking of like things that are actually awesome, we talked about it
Yes.
last week. I just want to do a little brief rundown, and I just kind of want to follow this as it goes because it is one of the cooler things to come out of Slammiversary as far as news and headlines go. We are now into the tournament for the first ever TNA Knockouts Television Champion, or the KOTV title, as I
Yes.
think we've already decided that it's called.
I read the
Um,
results. I didn't get to watch last week's, but it seemed like it was off to a good
I was gonna
start.
say we'll talk about last week. I almost stumbled onto spoilers for this week, but we avoided that.
Yeah,
Um,
I
but
didn't, but
as of last week's Impact, Mara Sade moved forward, defeating Tasha Steelz. I think a lot of people thought that was going to be the final, and I think maybe it should have been because it was a fucking fantastic match.
it
Also,
was a
Heather
really
Violet,
good match, apparently. I again, like I said, didn't see it. I only saw the results, but everybody was raving about it, and I'm like, that's one I unfortunately wish I got to see
Mara
all of.
Sade is a fucking star. Like again, when we first announced this, I said if they're going to do an NXT person, which I don't necessarily think they should, go with Thea Hale because she's awesome. If I want to go with my own personal biases, I like the spooky stuff. Throw it on Rosemary. But if I want to go for like who's hot right now,
Yeah,
Mara Sade for sure. So Mara Sade defeated Tasha Steelz. Also, Heather by Elegance defeated Allie, which is kind of a bummer. Hope Allie would have gone farther. Yet to compete, we
I
have
was
Indy
hoping so.
Hartwell.
I was thinking she might end up winning it. Like there was that possibility. I was like, it could happen, and then
Maybe.
she's out.
But
Surprisingly,
I think whatever happens, the Elegance brand as a whole is going to have a feud with what are they called? Demon Bunny. Because
yes.
Demon Bunny are the Knockouts tag team champions right now. It's fine, don't worry about it. But we got Indy Hartwell, Vicious Vicky, who I still don't know anything about, Harley Hudson, Thea Hale, Elena Black, Wendy Chu, Nick's favorite, M by Elegance, Rosemary, Jada Stone, Alicia Edwards, Jody Threat, KJ's favorite, and Gabby Forza.
Yes, indeed.
So if you're picking a name right now, gun to your head, not like who will be the best, who will be like the best going forward, whatever, just gut reaction, Jake, who do you want to be the first one to hold the belt?
Oh God, Thea would be cool, wouldn't it? Like it would just be, but it's not a TNA star, and that would kind of defeat the purpose. Probably Sade would probably be the choice at this point.
Yeah. If somebody said to me, pick a winner right now just by gut,
Yeah.
my biases are going to kick in, and it's going to be Rosemary.
Uh, yeah, I wanted to see her and Allie kind of go further, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, it was.
Rosemary, I don't have the bracket in front of me. This is just a list, and I don't know
Yeah.
where they are across from each other. Rosemary and Mara Sade as a final would be interesting, not only because obviously clash of styles, clash of characters, and all that kind of thing, but also this weird like Demon Bunny plus Mara Sade group has been a thing.
Yeah.
So maybe Rosemary is in the final with her, and like Mara Sade wins, but Rosemary raises her hand, and there's like,
Yeah,
I'm not
something
I'm
out of
not
it.
calling I'm not calling Mara Sade a rookie per se, but like
No, I know
veteran
that, but
veteran versus veteran puts over the younger wrestler, raises her hand, that kind of thing.
would be better.
Let it be the cool actual moment that it is, and then maybe if you want
Let it
to
be.
like throw
Yeah.
some story in there, she like mists her after the fact. Oh my god! Before we go, if we're gonna talk about NXT, NXT's racist again. I can't
Oh
believe
boy.
I can't believe they gave Naraku the mist. What are we doing?
Oh my God. Like what?
First day watching wrestling. What are we doing?
Yeah, he was like, "How dare you go ahead and have this issue where, you go ahead and use oh God, the mist is the issue? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?"
It's like the other guy whose name I can't pronounce, and I'm actually not trying to be a dickhead. Takahashi.
I think it's Takahashi. I always want to say
Well,
Tanahashi, and I think that's wrong.
you know how WWE is with foreigners. They're just gonna stick them together, and I'm like, they came from the same place. They're more likely to know each other. Nakamura, AJ Styles, and that ain't a race thing. They just happen to both be in Japan. What are we doing?
Yeah, why is this a thing? Why is this an issue? Like,
It's like, you know what it is? It's like the Kabuki Warriors. When the Kabuki Warriors first got together, and everybody thought it was so friggin' racist. And it's like they came out and they said, like, we asked to be a team because we know each other. And the name was not chosen by WWE. We asked if we could use this, and everybody's like, they made them say that. Okay. You can't
yeah.
win.
No, you can't.
You can't win.
And
You can't win. Like, they gave them the mist. I can't believe they gave them the mist. Okay. It's fine.
Thank you. I
It's
mean,
fine.
better word than disingenuous, but that's the truth. I mean,
If you go down to AAA, I can't believe they have all the luchadors in masks.
hey, Scarlett is still their most
Jake,
over luchador. Like
Jake,
we got to count that.
people wonder why I am the way I am, which is the most loaded statement ever. But like,
We blame society.
I want to get a T-shirt that says "You are why I am the way I am."
And that's a damn good shirt. That would sell
It is
out
a good. On the
quick
little
and legit.
Spaz Phoenix logo on the back. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, NXT's in this precarious time for me where I'm enjoying the women's mid card far more than the main event. The best thing in the main event to me is Kendall Gray, but everybody else is kind of just as where I'm really enjoying the characters and personalities and all the stories of the mid card.
I think it's kind of funny because you have Kendall Gray, who's kind of on top right now, and people are still going after her because of her tweets when she was 13, which we touched on last week, which is fucking stupid. By the way, dumbest stupid shit ever.
Yeah,
but
this audience needs.
It feels like there's this.
Wake up
It
call.
feels like there's like the mid card scene, and then like because Kendall Gray is awesome and she kind of exists above the division. It feels like all the people like scuttling around to like get the shot at her are their own division. Does that make sense?
It makes an exact
normally it feels like the champion is in the mix with the main eventers. Now it feels like there's all the main eventers doing their thing, and then they get their I'm sorry,
their shot.
I do like Lola. What's her name that started off the show this week?
Callie Armstrong. Callie
Armstrong.
Yeah. Callie Armstrong. Yeah.
Callie Armstrong. Yeah. Callie Armstrong, Lola Vice. 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 who did I just say? Kalani Jordan. I like Kalani Jordan as well. It's not one of those like here's this fucking awesome thing that she does. Look at this exact thing. But there's
Yeah.
just something in general about her. I think when they first turned her heel, it was very try hard, and now
Yes.
now she just kind of like saunters in with it. And I'm sorry, it goes back to what I say once again. Oh, Spaz is glazing everything. Well, AEW sucks. I'm not glazing everything. But like her time in TNA, her time in TNA helped her. It helped JC Jane. It helped Trick Williams. It helped Ariana Grace in the
Absolutely.
type of role that she was doing. But like, okay, you're gonna have to talk for a second because my
Yeah,
computer just
because
froze.
what it is right now is that Kalani Jordan just, like you said, it was very pick me, very try hard, and very grating early on with the heel turn. And I'm like, I enjoyed her so much as women's NXT inaugural champ, and the classics she put on week in and week out. The whole bitchy mean girl thing does nothing for me, and it feels very soulless with her. Lola, I
It
haven't
feels soulless
connected
because
with.
it did feel so, the heel thing with her. You have to tell me the difference between somebody that's coming out here to play the role of a bad guy and somebody who comes out and actually enjoys playing the bad guy, sinks their teeth into it, genuinely revels in being a shitty person. And I'm
Yes.
sorry, there's a king and a queen of that right now. Do you know who the king and queen are?
Who's that?
It's MJF and Liv
Absolutely.
Morgan.
Yeah, she's good at getting on the nerves.
But she revels it. Like, she's not
Oh
only
yeah,
good at it,
she does
she
not want to be a face. Like she
yeah, but like
likes being a heel. She
like being healed, like
truly
in character,
embodies all the
the
traits of
person
a
that
heel.
says like,
Yeah.
I'm not just going to hit you with this chair because it's going to win me the match. I'm
No.
not just going to hit you with this chair because it'll get me a DQ and I can save my title. I'm going to hit you with this chair because it's going to hurt you and that's going to make me smile.
Yes. Which is a
But I'm
rarity
sorry,
nowadays. It shouldn't be, but
it,
it is.
it should be,
And
but it
it's
is.
fun
Yeah.
to
Well,
see it transpire as such.
because everything, I'm sorry, we're at the level. I have to go back to what we said a second ago. We're at the level now where you get canceled for pointing at somebody. So how the
Yes.
fuck are you supposed to get general heat
Heat.
unless you're in the other company sticking skewers in somebody's skull? And even then you get cheered because they like that because blood equals good.
Yeah. That was one of the
But
things
if
that
you're
I
going,
brought up beforehand because you're not really getting heat anymore. It's not heel heat. People, that's why they chant one more time when you're going to see the tsunami on your favorite. It's not a matter of, oh, they don't have compassion or they don't care. Of course they care. It's you want the moment to happen. You want to be part of the spectacle, the happening. So
but the
instead,
thing is, you can be the person that genuinely enjoys being about, genuinely wants to be slime, and still get the crowd on side with you because the crowd knows that you're into it. That's why
yes.
Liv works. That's why
Oh, no
MJF
doubt. But
works.
what I'm saying is it's not like it used to be with heels. You're not going to get, fans spraying battery acid and fucking, throwing batteries at their
No, but the
face
thing is,
and attacking them from.
you're not getting that with good guys either.
No, that all
That's,
around. You don't have, and part of that you can blame kayfabe, being so open and obvious
well,
now.
what do they say? You can't put the genie back in the bottle. But what it
Yeah.
means is somebody like a Sami Zayn at Night of Champions can be a heel and still get the appreciation because people know the, what do you want to say, like the guy behind Sami Zayn. It's okay.
Yes.
You've reached this cool part in
The
the
thank you
story.
Cena when the cameras went off. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do have to say it every now and then because we always caveat NXT with, oh well, they're reframing right now because all the big stars went to the main roster, and then you just think like, okay, I'm not gonna say Rizzo because we haven't seen Rizzo in a while, and Ariana Grace is kind of in a category by herself. But whether you like the characters, whether you like the promo work, whether you like the in-ring work, you get something from everybody that I'm about to mention. And
Yeah.
then every name that I see as I go down is like, oh yeah, and they also have that person, and they also have that person. Izzy Dame, Jada Parker, Callie Armstrong, Carmen Petrovic, Kalani Jordan, Kendall Gray, Lizzie Rain, Lola Vice. Nikita Lyons isn't for everybody. I get it. Like we'll go swiftly
Well,
past
she's even
that.
lost a bunch of weight and improved, so I'm curious to see what people think of her now
And,
because looks are important in wrestling,
um,
so
haven't seen
sad to
too much
say.
of Skylar Ray just yet. Tatum Paxley
Yeah,
is one of NXT's success stories at the moment.
she's
Thea
she's
Hale,
like the girl right now, even though she's not top champ.
yeah,
I view Tatum at the top currently,
Thea
and
Hale,
that's just me,
Wendy
but
Chu, who's not quite as spooky anymore and hasn't
no.
evolved.
But do you notice
Sinclair,
just about
Aria.
everybody you said is pretty much mid-card that I've enjoyed. Izzy Dame is still in the mid-card. Tatum's essentially in the mid-card. Even though she's had the main belt, she's been focused mid-card talent for a long time.
But you know what it is when you level the playing field, right? And I do think from an in-ring point of view, Kendall is where she is because she exists on a bell-to-bell level above
Yeah.
everybody else. But what you do, even though she's a babyface, you create underdogs in the undercard. And
Absolutely.
that wasn't even meant to be a Sami Zayn pun.
No.
But like
But it's true.
you can cheer Kendall Gray, but look at the story and say, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if Thea Hale got one on her?
Yeah.
You can cheer Kendall Gray and be like, we love Tatum Paxley. That's going to be an amazing match. I don't care who wins. And if Tatum wins and gets her title back properly this time, that'll be fantastic. You can look at a Zarya, who's a monster, do the whole title for title, like Warrior and Hogan, WrestleMania 6?
Yeah.
6.
6. You're right.
Basically do NXT's version of Option C. And then you have to flip it. You're like, shit, like Kendall Gray's an amazing wrestler, but look at this monster that she's got to get over. Like you say they're all mid card, and I see where you're coming from.
Just
Lizzie
for categorization sense, not
yeah. No, I get that. You're not,
yeah,
I get that.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, because there's such an echelon between Kendall Gray and the rest of the roster. Anybody that beats her right now is a fiery underdog story. And if you're a heel, if you manage to pull off fiery underdog heel wins, Kalani Jordan beating Kendall Gray would be huge. Because Kalani Jordan's out there, she's playing a bitch and whatever, but like she gets in there with somebody that can actually stretch her, pause.
Yeah.
And says, holy fuck, my mouth wrote a check, my ass can't cash type of thing.
Exactly. And she gets the win.
Because you can have a heel that can feed off of that. Oh, nobody has any faith in me. Kind of a Sami Zayn, conspiracy theory, Sami Zayn type of thing, right? Nobody's got
Absolutely.
anything. Nobody thought I should be champion. You can use that, and then when she wins, she can act like she's surprised, still maintain the heelness, and immediately it's like, oh, you guys thought she was perfect. I knew the whole time I was going to take her out. Like, because everybody's mid card, you genuinely don't know who's nipping at Kendall Gray's heels. And I think that's so interesting, rather than just having, well, here's, person A who's the champion, and obviously B and C are nipping at her heels. It's going to be one of them. Like, it's a wide open field, and that's lots of fun. Lots and lots and lots of fun. The ladies are killing it. Ladies are killing it on NXT. In TNA, they have a brand new reason for the ladies to start killing it again. That TV title is going to be a huge deal once they have it established. Other places could pick up the slack a little bit. Just putting it out there. You have Athena still locked away on ROH. But anyways, Jake, since I'm losing my voice.
Yes, sir.
We've plowed through all the topics faster than I thought we would. My sketchbook is looking sketchy as normal. Pause.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead a little bit early and tell people what's up on your side and where they can find you?
Yes, indeed. We've got a lot going on this upcoming Sunday, the 12th. We're going to have our first Into Somewhere movie night. We're going to be watching Mortal Kombat 2 in the open Discord. I'll put out an official invitation Friday, but yeah, come hang out with us, join us, have some fun. It's going to be a great time, and hopefully we get to see a bunch of you there. And as well, you can go ahead and find us at Countdown Ended on Twitter and on Instagram. And then, of course, on youtube.com/Jake DeMarco. We've got Into Somewhere, the mini album, a 6-track EP coming out in the next week, as well as a few more surprises. So you're going to want to make sure that you hit that notification bell, hit the like button, and stay tuned. And as always, thank you to the one and only Spaz Phoenix for having me here.
Thank you for reminding me of movies. I wasn't going to do this because this is a wrestling podcast, but I did see the movie Obsession on the weekend, and I have seen the discourse about that movie ever since. And it's tooth and nail all over Twitter if you talk about Obsession. So if you've made it this far, if you've made it to the end of the pod, if you're one of the special ones, specifically if you're on YouTube, because I don't think the other ones have comment sections, if you've seen the movie Obsession, give me your craziest take, your craziest unpopular take, or your craziest unpopular view of the movie Obsession. Are you Team Nikki? Are you Team Bear? Are you Team Ian? Are you Team Sarah? Are you Team Nobody? Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Who's the worst guy? I want to hear all the craziest opinions on that particular movie because it has developed a lot of conversation, a lot of discourse, and it knocked Sinners off the top horror movies of the 2020s list, which is also absolutely fantastic if you're the right kind of asshole like I am. But you guys know where to find me, or you wouldn't be here. I've been Spaz. This has been Jake. This has been The State of Wrestling. A really, 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 really fun, excited, can you tell I'm excited version of The State of Wrestling. Subscribe up there, talk down there, start a conversation, keep all these conversations going. Don't be a stranger. I'll talk to each and every last one of you later. But for right now, CM Punk is your WWE Undisputed Champion.
Best in the world.